And here is Williams. Cracks in the layup for two. And for Atlanta last season, 29 wins against the rest of the conference. Steve, not an amazing total, but ending up over 500 usually gets you a playoff spot in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, a lot of people worried that they would fall out of the picture last year after they traded away Joe Johnson. You know, they're not a team that can contend for a title, particularly not now with the departure of Josh Smith. But, hey, they're relevant in the East, and they've got some good young talent.
No good from Perez.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. The defense stood tall there. Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide-open opportunities.
And so it's Milwaukee with it. After the missed three from Williams. Pass to Perez. Shot clock at 6. 0. He's guarded by Williams. Williams with the block. We played just over a minute here in the first. Williams gets a screen from Williams. Back to Williams. Count the bucket.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
And so just over a minute and a half played. Excellent use of the screen that time.
You know, the defense didn't exactly try to fight around that screen, and that's why it turned into the easy basket.
The Hawks have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Here's the pick. Number 16. Number 13. And he drops in the layup off the glass. He's got 5.
The defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
Number 16. Defended by Perez. Number 7. The shot will not go. So Milwaukee will take it the other way. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Thanks, Kevin. I caught up with the Bucks head coach. If there was one area that concerned him, it was their ability to limit their opponent's second chance opportunities. He said that against a good rebounding team like them, you simply cannot afford even the slightest lapse in concentration, or it'll be giving up 2 easy points inside, guys.
Thank you, Doris, for that. Obviously, getting better position, Clark, on the boards is an issue.
Yeah, that and the will to get it done, Kevin.
The Hawks trail by 3. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they got a tough time getting the lid off the basket. Well, that's some physical basketball out there. I'm glad I'm not in the middle of that. A hard pick and an assault on the bucket.
Old school stuff there.
Yeah, exactly. A lot to like on that play.
And so it's Milwaukee now. And there's the pass to Perez. From the baseline. No good. Excellent D there from Williams. Hawks have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Shot from 12. Rebounded by the Bucks. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. That's good.
Well, sometimes, guys, you can forget he's out there, and all of a sudden, bang, he'll string together 3 or 4 shots in a row and just take over the game.
And, Steve, even more than that, this is what I think of when I think of him. Late in the fourth quarter, time winding down. They've got 1 shot to win the game. He's your man. He's the guy I'm looking for to make it happen.
Bucks leading by 3. Ahead, here's Perez. Bucks passing it around. Get it going. Bring a ball. 6 to shoot. Number 13. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And the Bucks making a change here. The Hawks trail by 3. Number 16, defended by Perez. Williams attacking. Foul call. Looked like the D didn't get there in time, and he'll shoot free throws.
The Bucks actually made it back into the playoffs last season, but it wasn't because they were dominant at home. Only 21-20 at the Bradley Center, and those 21 wins were the fewest of any team that played in the playoffs.
That's good from Williams. Well, Clark, as you said, the Bucks didn't offer a lot as far as protecting their home court. In the end, it could come back to bite them as they lost 2 in a row on their home floor and got swept out of the playoffs, Steve, by Miami.
Well, that was a pretty tough matchup for anybody, but for Milwaukee, a team that was below 500, that was near impossible. But look, it was a struggle for the Bucks. We expected that, but getting to the playoffs was an accomplishment. We'll see if they can build on that this year.
Atlanta with the ball, trailing by 2. Williams passes to Rosario. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. The Bucks have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. There's the screen. Here's Perez. Offensive rebound. Number 15. Changes up. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, I think you got to foul them, and free throws are better than a layup. The Hawks last season weren't really a bad offensive team, but they did have one of the more memorable offensive nights, and not for anything positive. In a January game against a tough Bulls team, the Hawks only scored 58 points over the course of the entire game.
First free throw is good. As you said, the Hawks had one of the worst offensive nights, Clark, in the NBA, but overall, we're a solid offensive team right around the middle of the league. Steve, just goes to show what can happen when a team goes cold.
Yeah, when you don't have that one guy who you can always lean on to score. I mean, there are going to be some nights where everything just misses, and I think that was the case that game against Chicago. It was kind of bizarre, but hey, over the course of 82 games, it's going to happen.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
Well, after a brief 2-year drought, the Bucks got back to the playoffs this past season, but it wasn't pretty once they got there. With several guarantees from players about upsetting the Heat, they didn't win a single game and were swept by the Miami Heat.
And so it's Milwaukee with it after the miss from Williams. Passes it to Perez. 5 on the clock. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Back to the Bucks in the playoffs. In every aspect, they were overmatched by the Heat, and no one really thought they would upset them. But many thought, Steve, that they would at least get a game.
Well, I wasn't one of them, Kevin. I thought they were overmatched from the start. And you could tell in that series, Miami wasn't even interested until the fourth quarter. They knew they could just flip a switch and beat this Milwaukee team. And that's exactly what they did.
And that'll be Milwaukee as it goes out of bounds. Bucks retain possession. And the Hawks making a change here. Here is Ross.
Pop it! Yo!
6 on the shot clock.
Don't forget the clock! Good boy, get it!
The second chance effort. Can't get it to go. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
In terms of rebounding, it's been a sensational opening quarter.
I like sensational. That's a good word for it.
No good from outside. The Hawks trail by 5. Here's Castro. A rebound by the Bucks. He feeds it to Ross. Here's the three. The shot is off. Atlanta's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Williams. They get it. Misses, and the dry spell continues.
Great job defending the hoop there.
So important to have good presence defensively inside.
He dishes it to Ross.
I got your help.
No shot.
All sorts of time.
Grab the board.
And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Or the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
You know, last season the Hawks were a solid team on the road. Nothing spectacular. Really what you'd expect from a 3 seed in the East. Ended the year with a 19-22 road record. Not bad.
The first one falls. Well, Clark, you said it about the Hawks last year, 19-22 on the road. You really need to hover around 500 on the road, don't you think, Steve, to position yourself for the playoffs?
No question. As long as you can control your home court and get a good record there, then 500 on the road is just fine. But this is a Hawks team that's looking to take the next step, Kevin, to really become elite. They've been kind of stuck in the middle for a while now.
Well, the Bucks playing here at the BMO Harris Bradley Center, one of the older arenas in the NBA at around a quarter century. And the Bucks have said they'll leave Milwaukee after the 2017 season unless a new arena is built.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. And back to the arena situation here in Milwaukee. This is one of the smaller markets in the NBA. Steve, that can make it tougher to get an arena done.
Well, and there's a potential change in ownership that has loomed over the franchise as well. Obviously, we all want to see the team stay in Milwaukee. A lot of great history here going way back. So hopefully an arena deal will get done.
No. Crash.
Rebound, Atlanta.
Take a look at the rebound totals, guys. That's +5 now on the glass.
And, Steve, I don't think there's any question which team came out with more energy and enthusiasm.
That's not an opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Go.
Cruz, the pass to Ross.
No shot.
He passes to Cruz. Number 87. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
He had his choice of finishing moves there, and you just got to love the fact he went old school with the finger roll.
There's a good screen. Pass to Castro. On the pass to Reyes.
Screen. They're coming.
Jumper off the screen. Who's back up? Cannot hit. Great D that time from Ross. Bucks leading by 5. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Ross has got his first bucket in this one.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting pounded in there. The defense not offering much resistance. They've got to force the ball back out to the perimeter.
The block. I'm back. Check the clock.
And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. The Hawks trail by 7. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kevin. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
They set the screen. Rocket 6. Passes it to Reyes. From deep three-point range. The rebound by the Bucks. Number 11. And again, it's Milwaukee converting.
When it rains and pours, another jump shot tickles that twine.
Yeah, they've got it flowing right now, guys. They're putting together a nice little run.
Pass to Castro.
I'm open. Yo, I got him. Shot.
On the money from 12 feet away.
He's definitely got that shot in his arsenal.
Bucks leading by 7.
Watch it, watch it, top.
Cruz defended by Reyes.
Left side, help. Here we go.
There is a minute 34 and left here in the first quarter.
Well, he defended the shot, got back in the play, and grabbed the board. Nice play.
He passes to Castro. Gets it to go. Now just a 5-point Bucks lead.
You know, nobody responds to end-of-game pressure like this guy. That's what comes to mind immediately for me. He's hit some monumental shots in his career. And some guys just embrace the moment at the end of the game. That's him.
And another thing that stands out about him, Steve, he has the ability to score even with defenders draped all over him. He's so strong around the goal.
Here is Ross. After the made shot from Castro. Here's Cruz.
Here we go.
And that one hits back iron.
Good, tough defense there. Getting a hand up, forcing that miss.
Well, he's got the reputation of being a tough defender, and there was an example right there for you.
And the Hawks with possession here. It's a 5-point game. The pass to Reyes. Lets it fly from 18. No luck. Nice D from Ross.
Watch it, top.
Cruz the pass to Ross.
Here we go. Got top. Left side, help. Here we go.
Number 87. Got it off in time, but it's no good. So the first quarter wraps up with some nice defense in this one. Bucks lead by 5. And we'll get it going after this from the Bradley Center. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Bucks, guys.
I was impressed with their transition game, guys. They really got out and ran the lanes.
Yeah, they did. I mean, no better way to get easy buckets than through fast breaks.
Milwaukee with the ball. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Number 12, defended by Castro. It's rebounded by Rosario. The Hawks trail by 5. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Hi, guys. There was a time when Chris Bosh wasn't sure how he'd play at center. He tried to bulk up and change his approach. But he said, quote, after about 3 years, I said, forget it and just be myself. I'm never going to be big and just bulky like that. Now he says, quote, I know it's unorthodox, but I'm not going to waste my time trying to bang in the post against bigger guys. I'm just going to be all over the court. And because of that, I think I've become a much better player. Kevin?
Not the biggest guy, but boy, he is quick, Doris. I think that's one of his advantages. Perez, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Both free throws good from Castro.
Well, you know, the Bucks thought they had a plan to make a big push forward by pairing some talent together in the backcourt, but what seems to have happened is they are now mired in mediocrity, which is exactly where you don't want to be.
And so it's Milwaukee now. 3-point lead.
Close out, no shot.
Number 12, defended by Castro. Passes it to Perez. Here's the screen.
Grab it!
The shot misses. And it's the Hawks taking it the other way. And back to Minnesota. They were the 8th seed in the East last year, but still finished 6 games under 500. Still a lot of work for them to get above 500 and be in a position where still they are competing for home court in the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot of changes for the Bucks in the offseason, but a team that was able to sneak in last year, they're hopeful to make it once again this season, but it feels like they're kind of stuck in the middle right now.
On offense here, the Bucks. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Number 12, defended by Castro. No good from Perez.
Been a poor shooting performance for him today, but luckily for them, a lot of his teammates have come through.
Pass to Castro. There's the pass to Rosario. Stefan J underway. That's good on the jump shot. And the Hawks lead by 1. Bucks have gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Bucks passing it around. Passes to Perez. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. He's got 6.
Gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Pass to Rosario. 6 to shoot. Here's Castro. Misses off the left iron. The Bucks have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. And that one's good. Now it's a 3-point Bucks lead.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
He has to be concerned with all the missed shots. I mean, it happens to every team, but you have to find a way to keep being productive even when you go through a shooting drought.
He might be trying to tell them to get to the free throw line. You know, all teams go cold at points during the game, but the good teams still find ways to score.
He has 5. Looking to get back on track here. That's good. Williams has got 7 points in the game. Bucks have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. And here in the second quarter of action, as we approach 4 minutes played, number 15. Outside Williams. From past the arc. There's Rosario.
Well, I tell you, that's outstanding determination to track that rebound down and fight his way to the bucket for the throwdown.
Clark, that is the effort they're going to need for the rest of this game.
And not just on the offensive glass, Kevin, but all over the floor.
The pass to Perez. Drains it from beyond the arc. He's got 9. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
There's 5 times already the lead has changed.
So it's Atlanta now, trailing by 2. Took the opportunity when he saw it.
How about that? They respond to a three-pointer with a quick 3 of their own.
Yeah, terrific. Great back-and-forth sequence right there.
Number 15. It's rebounded by Rosario. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter.
Don't get picked.
Kicks it to Williams.
There we go. Get it out quick.
Number 7 makes it off the glass. And now it's a 3-point Hawks lead.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, Mark, just piling up points in the paint.
Milwaukee with the ball. Here's Perez. Tries to save it. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. And the Bucks making a change here. A 3 off the inbound. And good on the basket. Book it. He's got 12.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's got it going now.
Turn down. Use that.
Outside Williams.
Look out, man.
Oh, rim is shaken. He can fly, can he? He'll make you forget he's a point guard sometimes.
Yeah, when he does decide to attack the basket, Kevin, he can do it with the best of them.
And this is the time to attack with these two teams locked in such a close game. Yeah, close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
Oh, gotta move.
Five to shoot. Number 15. And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul called. He'll shoot free throws.
And I'll say this about him, Kevin. I mean, looks like he's made of rubber sometimes because defenders just bounce off him when he's driving the lane. What a finisher.
And another thing you see him do a lot and do very well is draw and dish. He brings defenders to him in the low post and then kicks the ball out to the wide open teammate if he's double teamed.
That free throw, no good.
Boss, I got shooter. Gotta get the rebound. Gotta get it. Quick out. Big rebound. Let's get it. Pitch here.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time.
No!
Number 16, defended by Perez. Good. Bucks trail by 4.
You know, you look at the Hawks last season, and despite the emergence of Jeff Teague as a point guard, didn't have a dominating assist guy at that position, and it was basically more of an equal opportunity offense as far as the assists go. I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Outside Williams. Number 15, defended by Perez. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. That gives them the lead. And the Bucks lead by 1. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Bucks.
But great hustle defensively through 2 quarters of play, contesting everything, trying to rack up those block shots, guys.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
And the Hawks with possession here after the basket by Milwaukee. Shot clock at 3. There's Williams. Tries again. The shot is off. Now the Bucks take it the other way. Some firepower, Clark and Steve, from this offense.
Kevin, how about the air of confidence? I mean, they really look like they believe in what they're doing.
Yeah, a little swagger here from this team. They're in a nice groove.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, Kevin, a curious signing for the Bucks this offseason, bringing in Pachulia on a 3-year mid-level type deal. This is a team that already had a logjam in the front court with Sanders, Henson, Ilyasova, and Drew Gooden. The Bucks traded away promising forward Tobias Harris last year for what became a couple of second-round picks. They did much the same with Mbah a Moute. It's all about getting the most out of your assets. Guys, we'll see how the Bucks do shuffling their pieces around.
It'll be interesting to see. Thanks, Doris. The free throw off from Perez. And Clark, as you said, the Hawks are a very good passing team. Steve actually finished third in the NBA in assists per game last year as a team.
Well, it helps when you have great passers at every position. And I thought that was the case for Atlanta last year. The ball moved. Players tried to create easier shots for each other. And that's why they were a pretty effective team.
Get the perimeter.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Atlanta calls timeout.
You know, during the season before last, the Bucks' problem had been offense. They just couldn't put up points consistently, and even when their defense would hold up, they would simply get outgunned by teams. They decided to change that by trying to be more of a transition team last year.
To help the run, and that one's good. 6 points for him. And back to the Bucks actually led the entire Eastern Conference in pace and were third overall in the NBA. Steve, only teams that were ahead of them were the Rockets and Nuggets, two teams you always think of running.
Well, it makes sense for the Bucks to have played that style last year. You had that backcourt of Ellis and Jennings, a lot of speed and quickness. They later added J.J. Redick, so you had shooting. So they had to play fast. It made some sense, but in the end, you know, they've made some changes in the offseason, and they're looking to get better.
Atlanta with the ball. It's a three-point game. Off target from the wing.
What was the defense doing there? I mean, he is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
It's rebounded by Rosario. Williams, he's checked in for the Hawks. The Hawks trail by 3. Outside Williams.
No shot.
Pass to Rosario. From the arc. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
Boy, that's his second foul, and he does not want to pick up number 3 here. That'll mess your game up for sure.
The Hawks making a switch here. Bucks leading by 3. They set the pick.
Whose man is that?
0. He's guarded by Williams.
I got you.
Shot clock at 6. Here's Ross. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got his third rebound on the night. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Vicious to Williams. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the way up. Williams has got 6 here in this quarter.
And you got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
And so it's Milwaukee with it. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Fades and shoots.
You know, even though he's bite-sized compared to the big men on the floor, he's done some really tall work on the board.
Pulls up on the elbow. Good on the jump shot. Williams has got 13. Guys, what a wild first half this has been.
I'd say, 8 lead changes, that speaks for itself.
Yeah, back and forth start for sure. This game is setting up to be awfully competitive.
Here is Ross.
Shoot that on you.
Inside. Tries to stop the cold streak, and he sinks the layup. And the Bucks lead by 1.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
Left side help.
The 10-footer. Rebound, Milwaukee. 54 seconds left in the second quarter. Number 13. The finger roll finish at the bucket. And now a 3-point Bucks lead.
Yeah, and guys, it's his consistent shooting that's really helped get his team into a position they're in right now.
Here's a screen. Number 16. Williams. Ross grabs the board. Bucks leading by 3. 0. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. 5 points in the game.
Well, it's been all about pace and space with them. Tempo, the fast break points, just a huge advantage.
Yeah, they've been looking to push it all the time to get that early offense, and they're doing it well.
Milwaukee's gotten it going from downtown in the second quarter. They're 3 of 3 on three-pointers.
Who got ball? I got shooter.
Close out. No shot.
Number 13. And he banks in the layup. Six seconds left in the first half of the game. Williams attacking with 1 on the clock. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. Second quarter ends in a tight one. The Bucks on top. They lead by 5. And we'll get it going after this from the Bradley Center.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
It's time for the Sunday night halftime report. The Milwaukee Bucks have the lead against Atlanta. It's been a scintillating open court attack. They hold a major advantage in fast break points. And hanging tough, the Atlanta Hawks. This is a disciplined team, and when it comes to boxing out, controlling the backboard with fundamental play, we've seen it so far. That's all we've got here. Now, back to Kevin, Steve, Clark, and Doris for the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And we welcome you back to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done tonight. You have to like what we're seeing from Perez.
I like that he didn't force anything in that first half. His decision-making was really flawless.
That being the case, Steve, I think they want him to be more assertive in the second half. Look to take more shots. Be a little more shot hungry, even the tough ones.
Kick it out, kick it out.
6 on the shot clock. There's the pick.
Reset.
Ball stolen. Pass to Rosario. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line to try to make it a 3-point play.
He really made that mismatch pay off. A defender giving up that much size isn't going to be able to put up much resistance near the basket.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Free throw good from Rosario.
For a long time, it's been about getting out and running for Atlanta, and that was really one of the strengths of the team last season as well. Really one of the better teams in fast break points in the league.
And so it's Milwaukee with it. The lead is 2.
Yo, switch. 5 seconds.
And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter.
Get to him. Down screen.
Picked by Williams.
Yep, good. Use that.
Number 16. defended by Perez.
I got
There's
him.
Rosario. The foot back.
Tell you what, they're going to have to do a better job of boxing this fella out than that.
No one between him and the hoop. You're right, Clark.
Yeah, put-back slams are not what you want to be giving up if you're the defense.
Go low.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Now Williams. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Williams dishes to Williams. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. On the pass to Rosario. Just 5 to shoot. Williams attacking and blocked. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half. Took him no time at all on that one. 17 points in the game.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
Picked by Williams. No good. The Bucks go the other way with it. Their biggest lead of the game was now.
More often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him.
Tell you what, shooting 20% to start the second half doesn't bode well for how this will play out for this squad.
Right side, Williams. Right side, Williams. From 12 feet out. And the shot is good. Williams has got 15. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Number 13. Can't get it to go. The Hawks trailing. Rosario defended by Perez.
Tell you what, guys, his size really comes into play when there's a rebound battle going on. He's got an advantage in there.
Number 13 sinks it from just inside the baseline. 19 points in the game.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, if you just looked at assists as the measuring stick, they've been by far the better team.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
He has to be concerned with all the missed shots. I mean, it happens to every team, but you have to find a way to keep being productive even when you go through a shooting drought.
He might be trying to tell them to get to the free throw line. You know, all teams go cold at points during the game, but the good teams still find ways to score.
So it's Atlanta now. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points.
Kick it out. I got him.
6 to shoot. The
Shut up. Box him out.
You know what? Great D that time.
There's some good defense for him. I mean, for somebody who's as good at shooting the three as he is, you need a defender who's equally adept at guarding against it. That was well done.
Well, then they picked the right guy to put on him.
And the Hawks with possession here. They trail by 3. Passes it to Castro. That's good. 8 points for him.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
That's what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. More of the same. Get it inside.
Here we go. Get it out quick.
Number 13, defended by Rosario.
I'm here.
Pass to Perez. On deep. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation.
Boy, in a close game especially, those plays really hurt.
And the Hawks making a change here. Hawks have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Now the feed to Williams. Rosario. The pass to Castro. Clock at 6. He passes it to Rosario.
Shot!
Money from the wing. 9 points in the game so far.
They're on fire from mid-range, guys. They found a weakness in the defense, and they're exploiting it to a T.
Not often you see a team rely on that shot like they have.
And so it's Milwaukee now. It's a 1-point game.
Watch Cutter!
Whoa! Watch the cutter, watch the back cut, watch the back cut. You gotta hit him. Don't forget the clock.
Number 11, defended by Rosario. Number 11 misses the 3.
I like the defense, guys, really getting a hand up and challenging shots.
Yeah, Steve, lurking on that shot, and that was a tough one.
Milwaukee's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. Beyond the arc. Good. And the Bucks lead by 2. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
One heck of a game. I mean, guys, this has been outstanding in terms of the effort that both sides have been able to put up.
Looking over there at Steve, he's enjoying every second of it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. This has been great, guys. With the fans getting their money's worth here. Both teams just playing so hard.
That's good.
It was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
Milwaukee's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Passes it to Cruz. Pulls it up. Atlanta with the rebound. Williams has got his 7th rebound here tonight. The Bucks working the ball around. Barely from 15 feet out.
Tough assignment for that defender with the size mismatch we're seeing.
Yeah, I just don't think he's big enough to handle it.
The ball! Cross screen, go over it!
Pass to Rosario. Got it off in time and beat the shot clock, but it's no good.
This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Bucks.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
And they're also really getting out in transition and scoring some hoops in the fast break tonight.
And he knocks down the first one. The Hawks making a switch here.
I got shooter. Here we go. We're going to push it on the miss. We're going to push it on the miss. Get the rebound. I got it. Box here, box here.
He hits both from the stripe. The Hawks trail by 4.
Here we go! Get it going!
Now the pass to Reyes.
Go screen! Got you! Flash around!
Rosario. The Hawks again can't hit.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
Well, you don't see him miss that shot very often. When he's open like that, it's usually lights out.
Gets it to go.
Yeah, that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over.
Well, you know, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
And the Hawks with possession here. They trail by 6. Here's Cruz. It's rebounded by Rosario. Atlanta's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half.
Last year, the Bucks were undersized in their backcourt, but that didn't hurt them because they had shot blockers throughout the rest of the lineup. You know, and that always covers up mistakes that guys might make on the perimeter or bigger players taking advantage of perimeter defenders in Milwaukee.
And he makes the first. Well, Clark, as you said with the Bucks, they had wanted to establish themselves as a defensive-oriented team, so they did load up on a lot of players who can protect the rim, and Steve, it showed.
And that was a good thing, too, because they also loaded up on perimeter players who couldn't guard the perimeter. So there were a lot of opportunities for block shots for guys like Larry Sanders. This was a strange team last year, Kevin, but they did fight hard and get into that 8th spot and make the postseason.
Bucks leading by 5.
Come get it, come get
Here
it.
is Ross. Passes it to Cruz. They set the pick.
I got shooter.
Knock it down. No shot.
Shot clock at 5. Number 3. The three-pointer, no good. The Hawks trail by 5. Jacks up a 3, and that one's good. 12 points for him.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Here is Ross. Pass to Cruz. He kicks it to Ross. Fires for 3. Offensive rebound, Bucks. And that one's good. And the Bucks lead by 4.
Giving them an opportunity at second chance points with some hard work on the glass there.
Castro passes to Williams. Number 16. Another 3 for Atlanta.
That's 2 straight quick three-pointers they've allowed.
They better not make it 3 straight, because now all of a sudden you're looking at a hot streak.
Milwaukee's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight, just a little over 40%. Cruz defended by Reyes. Pass to Ross.
Check the clock, check the clock.
Rejected by Castro.
Watch that shooter. Back up, bro. Oh, get back.
Reyes
Come
defended
get
by
it.
Cruz. Reyes the pass to Castro. Number 16.
Don't let him get a rebound.
Chance there to take the lead. Missing.
Good boy, good boy.
The quick look, no good that time.
He's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
And how did he get that to go?
Even after the whistle, I liked the awareness, the alertness, and the presence of mind to finish the play.
The Bucks have missed more than they've made at the foul line tonight, 3 of 7. The Hawks making a switch here. The free throw off from Cruz. The Hawks trail by 3. Down low. 124 left to play in the third. The pass to Castro. Shoots. Rejected by Ross. He passes it to Cruz. Off target from three-point range. Atlanta's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Rejected by Cruz. .50 seconds left here in the third quarter. Feeds it to Ross. Passes to Cruz. The dish to Ross. number 87. No good. And it's the Hawks taking it the other way. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
And so it looks like the Hawks will retain possession here. And the Hawks making a change here. And the Hawks with possession here. It's a three-point game. Hawks passing it around. Back to Williams. Shot clock at 6. And that one's good. Williams has got 4 points in the quarter. Here is Ross.
Probably should hold for one shot here. Clock is on their side.
Yeah, no brainer. They can hold it for the last shot.
Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Bucks lead by 1. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. The Hawks trailing. Pass to Reyes. That's good.
Well, you hate to see a guy suffer through a game like this, but his team is winning.
Milwaukee's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. There's the pass to Cruz. Shot from 12. That one wide left. The Hawks shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Inside Williams. Another 3 for Atlanta.
I'm sure that's a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in the first half.
Let him shoot that!
Pass to Cruz. Launches it. And there's the rejection.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
Pass to Reyes. He feeds it to Williams. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Hawks.
I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they've just continued to shoot well.
I've been impressed with how well they've penetrated tonight, too.
That one is off.
knock down the next one.
Kevin, it's disheartening to see them keep missing opportunities to extend the lead at the line. I mean, when you have a chance to put a team away from the line, you want to take advantage of that. You don't want to give them a chance to come back on you.
I got a shooter. Gotta get the rebound. Gotta get it. Big rebound. Get it. Pinch it.
He's off on the second. Bucks trail by 4. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession.
Just got a little careless on that pass. They should be able to connect on those.
Here's Williams. Guys, they've been getting it done.
This has been, and he really looking good and sharp offensively, knocking down the open shots and really getting a nice flow to their game.
Now here's Williams. Left side Williams. Lays out. And it comes off the front of the rim.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
Here's Ross. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. The Bucks have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. To the paint. No luck. Excellent D there from Williams. The Hawks leading by 4. He dishes it to Williams. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Williams has got 22 points. The Bucks shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Number 15. He's guarded by Williams. And it's good. Now here's Williams.
Out!
The back to Rosario. Back to Williams. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. And the Hawks lead by 6.
You know, Kevin, he never gives up on a play. That's what I love about him. He just is one of those guys who will bring effort and energy the entire 48 minutes.
And you know what? He is also relentless on the boards. He works as hard on his rebounding as anybody you're going to see.
And the defense did a pretty good job of closing off the middle once he got inside the lane.
Another touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. And it's an 8-point Hawks lead.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
That's all you. That's good.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
Atlanta calls timeout. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Yes, Kevin. Well, the Hawks coach had some advice for his team over that last break. He said, we are this close to finishing them off, but the job is not done yet, and I don't want to see any let-up out there. We'll see how well his point got across, guys.
Close again.
Kicks it to Williams. Number 7. But he stays with it. Dishes it to Williams. 6 to shoot.
Good boy, good back. Put it back.
The offensive rebound. Williams' shot is off.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
The Hawks leading by 5. The shot misses. Milwaukee's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. No good from Ross.
Not a bad look for him on that shot, but it just doesn't seem to be his night tonight.
The shot's good from Rosario.
How about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
They have found their groove from deep, Steve.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
He has to be concerned with all the missed shots. I mean, it happens to every team, but you have to find a way to keep being productive even when you go through a shooting drought.
He might be trying to tell them to get to the free throw line. You know, all teams go cold at points during the game, but the good teams still find ways to score.
Bucks trail by 8. Passes it to Castro. With the lead pass, number 16. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
No one near him.
Someone shoot him up!
Another good offensive possession for him. He's trying to shoulder the load here for his team.
And it's the Hawks' ball. They're on a 16-7 run. Pass to Castro. For the 3. Milwaukee with the rebound.
Really good defense, but you got to set better screens than that offensively. Another strong rebound, just like we've gotten used to seeing from them today.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more of those, and this lead will be double digits.
Lets it go with the 3. But they recover it.
Multiple possessions have been the story of the game, and even with the big lead, this team continues to be quicker to the ball.
Clock at 6. Number 16. With the line by Atlanta.
Tough play underneath to give them another shot.
He passes to Rosario. And there's the feed to Williams. Backing in. Pulled the shot a little up, but the bounce goes his way. Bucks trail by 10. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones a long time without a basket.
Ransom, you're right. He kicks it to Ross. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. Number 15. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. And there's the pass to Rosario. Drops one in from the wing. And now a 12-point Hawks lead.
I love it when a player like this shakes off a poor first half and comes back strong like he has, showing a lot of confidence in his game.
Mr. Ross.
Out! One more! I'm back here.
Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Looking to end his cold spell. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And the first one at the line is good.
I got shooter. Here we go. We're going to push it on the miss. We're pushing on the miss.
Gotta get the rebound. I got it. Box here.
And he makes both free throws. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
Yeah, he couldn't hang on to it. You've got to be ready for the pass, ready to catch it.
Bucks trail by 10.
Bust it! Woo!
Six on the shot clock. Number 15. Rebound Atlanta.
They've shown effort and aggression in the paint right from the tip. Their rebounding edge is impressive.
And I'll tell you what, they've turned a lot of those rebounds into points at the other end.
Perez, he's checked in for Ross. Number 16. And the rejection by Perez. Number 13. Shot to the head. Can't get it to go. So the Hawks will take it the other way. Number 16. There's Castro. Missed inside. Bucks trail by 10. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead.
Good defense, but you gotta love the finish with the finger roll over the top.
Passes it to Rosario. Pass to Castro. 6 to shoot. And the pass to Rosario. Teardrop shot. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Number 13. The finger roll finish at the bucket. He's got 24.
That's some grit and determination in the post. Essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Exactly. I mean, this is the time to attack on the interior and generate those easy opportunities.
Atlanta with the ball. 6-point lead. Castro passes to Rosario. Number 7. Off the mark and the drop continues.
Well, they've had the advantage in rebounding all night, but none bigger than the one right there.
Wide open, couldn't capitalize. The Hawks leading by 6. Passes it to Castro. .157 left here in the fourth quarter. The 3.
Hey, get it back, get it back!
They get it again. Another shot, and it's good on the way in.
That rebound and the follow kind of typify what he's all about. Just gritty, determined play.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're losing by 8. 1:42 left in the fourth. And we take a look at what the story under the glass has been. Tremendous presence under the basket.
Yeah, you said it. Tremendous presence. You're right. It definitely has been, and it might come down to the final possession, that key rebound.
Wouldn't that be something?
Mm-hmm.
Watch it.
Number 91.
Get it.
Drills the elbow jumper. .132 left to play in the final quarter. Number 16, defended by Perez. Lock at 6. Pass to Castro. From downtown. A rebound by the Bucks.
He has just disappeared this quarter, not making a mark at all offensively.
And I'm sure he's ready to put this quarter behind him and quickly.
Yeah, the defender draped all over him.
Pretty plain and simple. Got him good there.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's an 8-point game. 1:06 left in the fourth quarter. The Bucks working the ball around. Soft touch off the glass.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
And for the Hawks, they're shooting around 37% in the fourth quarter. The minutes starting to wear on them. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And he lays it up and in.
You know, there's no fear out of him, guys. I mean, going straight to the hoop against a much bigger defender, he's got a lot of heart.
The baseline J. And another basket for Milwaukee. .43 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And that's an intentional foul. And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. So he comes up empty, missing both. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. It's rebounded by Castro. And so they foul intentionally. First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's an 8-point game. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. 0 defended by Castro. It's stolen. And so the Hawks take the win.